And happy Friday, all the way here from Angeles. My name's Bubbly. I'm a talent consulting lead in Emapta. And of course, joining me today is Emapta's very own training specialist, Den.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second career talk session. As Bubbly mentioned, I'm Den, and we will be your hosts for today. But before we go on with our career talks, I want to greet my co host here a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bub. Do we have music? All right, looks like we don't have any music for today. But really belated happy birthday to you, Bubbly. How young are you?
Age is just a concept, Den. Yep. Anyway, thank you so much for remembering. I wish I could hug you right now, but I'm all the way here at my home in Angeles. And yes, that's right. For today's or for this week's Career Talks, we are doing it live from our homes. We are doing this live wherever we want because we want to show you how hybrid and flexible we are. So then, before we go on to our Q&A, let's do a quick refresher about our career talks.
Right. So this Career Talks is a weekly live session where we answer your questions about career opportunities within Emapta. And we also invite experts who can help provide industry tips for our job seekers out there.
And please know that we also have a mini contest for you to make it more exciting. All you have to do is send in a question for a chance to win 300 pesos Gcash by the end of this live session. Send your
Wow.
career or, yeah, I know, right? Send your career related question in the chat with our official hashtag. It's hashtag Emapta Experience, and who knows, maybe you'll be our lucky winner. So easy, right, then?
Yes, and you know what, Bob? I wish we could join that contest. But if you guys are watching us live, please share your questions with us. Comment it down on our Facebook Live.
Right. And we'll announce our winner of a 300 pesos Gcash by the end of this live session. So make sure that you stay tuned. All right, so let's get started. We could already see some of the comments pouring in and some of the
Hmm.
questions pouring in as well. Now, we have a pinned question here. So, um, yeah, Dan, could you read that, please?
Oh, all right. I see we have a question from Ivan. So, I am a graduating student, and how long does it take to get hired at Emapta if ever na mag-apply ako kapag makagraduate na ako? So, for those that are watching from Sri Lanka or from our Colombia office, Ivan is asking how long will it take for him to get hired after he graduates? So,
Mm-hmm.
I know that Bubbly, you are part of our recruitment team. So, normally, how long is the process?
Yeah, so there are some clients who would like to take in graduating students or wouldn't have any limitations as to their candidate preference, and sometimes they do welcome fresh graduates. Um, but that is a case-to-case
Mm,
basis, so it always depends on the client's preference whether they would like to hire a fresh grad or someone who is already experienced. It's always best that try to not put all of your eggs in just one basket. So if you
mhm.
applied here in Emapta, we don't really discourage you from applying elsewhere because we really understand the economic situations that you have, and it's really practical to apply in multiple companies. But of course, we will have preference if you choose us.
Right. And also just wanted to add to that that, if you are a fresh graduate, to not be afraid to apply in companies like Emapta, because once you get in, of course, you'll be supported along the way. And we have learning and development programs for you, right, to help you get started with your career. So here at Emapta, we have our Emapta Academy. So, Bubbly, have you attended any Emapta Academy sessions before?
I sure did.
Yes, I remember. I think you might have attended an Excel session with us. Is that
Yep.
right?
That's right.
Okay, so to those of you that are wondering what is this Emapta Academy, what is Den talking about? So it is under the Learning and Organizational Development team of Emapta, and it is the learning arm of the organization where we help our and client staff with their continuous development, and we support them in their learning journey as well through different solutions, interventions, such as self-paced learning on our own LMS. So I hope that you're able to take some courses in our LMS, Bob. We have our weekly sessions, exclusive training, technical training, all of that. So anything that has to do with your continuous learning and development.
All right. Thank you so much for letting us know about, the opportunities with Emapta Academy, and Emapta Academy, and it's always good to know that there are several learning opportunities once we get
Mhm.
hired in Emapta.
Yes, and it's one of the things that I think our staff enjoys is that these training sessions are for free and available for them every single week. So that's really good if if you're the type of person who enjoys learning. We have all of those programs available for you.
All right. Now, let's see if we have more questions coming in.
Hmm. Okay, so I think we have a question here from Sai. He says, "Oh, this is a very interesting one, and I think applicable for everyone that's watching. How can I overcome pressure at work?" Can you answer that, Bob? Okay, very good question there, Sai. So I think my take on this one is knowing how to prioritize, right? Because sometimes that pressure is us saying yes to all of the different tasks, saying yes to all of these different projects that we don't know which one to prioritize. And you know what, Bob? One of the things that I noticed with leaders nowadays is that they appreciate it if you're open with them and letting them know that, you know what, I need help with this project, I need help with this task, and just being open, right? Just letting people know that you need help already takes off that pressure off your shoulders. What do you think, Bob? Do you have the same sentiments?
Yeah, definitely. And we also have to know, that to balance our work and life. So we have to acknowledge that it's not always about working. You have
Hmm.
to save some time for rest, and rest is not being unproductive. It's actually
Right.
productive for your life, not
Hmm.
necessarily for work. So it isn't supposed to be just all about work. So you have to prioritize self care too.
Right.
So
It's
that
all
way,
about that work-life balance, right?
yep, that way, the added stress of being tired all the time, you won't succumb to that pressure when you go into work the following day.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to our viewer who shared that question. Let's answer another one, shall we,
Yep,
Bob?
yep. Let's go ahead and answer another one.
Okay, let's see here. So, oh, this is an interesting question, and I can definitely relate to this one. So, what advice do you have for someone new to the industry, someone like an introvert who's having a hard time being comfortable and to blend in without offending their feelings? Okay, so Bob, I'd like to hear your thoughts first.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just wanted to share with everyone, I'm an introvert myself. It's not obvious, but it's true. So you just have to find what you're confident in. And of course, unfortunately, during a job search, interviews will always happen, but you just need to remember that it's a phase, and it's something that you will have to go through, really. So once you're already in the company, you have to also find someone that has a similar that shares something similar with you, probably a like-minded person sharing the same interests, so that you would have fast friends. You can make fast friends, and it's very difficult for introverts to make friends, but it's super uncomfortable to navigate the corporate world alone. And
Right.
also, you need to be open to your superior, immediate supervisor, that you're someone who would like to work independently, or you
Hmm.
work better independently, but you are not refusing collaborating with team members. It's just that you're more effective when you work alone. How about you, then? Do you have any other
All
thoughts?
right. I think just the same as you have, Bob. One of the things that worked for me because I am also an introvert and I'm a very shy person, which is very weird because my job is very client facing. It's
Yeah.
I always talk to people, but one of the things that really worked for me is just finding that one person in the company that I'm comfortable with, being
Yep.
friends with them, and eventually they introduced me to the different people within the company, and that really helped me along the way. So as introverts, we really like to find that one person that we can be friends with, right? We
Yeah.
like being around a lot of people drains our energy. But Bob, just coming back to that point, because I know again you are in the recruitment industry. So let's say that if your recruiter asks you, right, what is your weakness? Should you say that being an introvert is a weakness?
Um, uh, it's not really a weakness, but you
Mm-hmm.
could definitely say that it isn't your strongest facet or attribute. Like, being friendly isn't not your strongest card, rather. But you can say that, like what I mentioned earlier, it's just that it means you prefer working alone. You're more efficient when you're alone, but you're not averse to working with others.
Mm-hmm.
We always have this um, we always have this impression that introverts are always how do I say this, lonesome creatures, but not, no, not really.
Yep.
It's just that we're not comfortable um in the company of so many other people. We just want that energy to be, contained in a small circle or just within us. um so you could just really turn that question around. If you think that
Yep.
being introvert is a weakness, you could just say that um being friendly isn't your strongest card, but it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely something that um, you can work on, and that you are not averse to working with others, and that you're just more independent and they can trust you
Right.
with something on a solo project, something like that.
Right. So I think just highlighting that even though you're an introvert, you do your work best independently.
Correct.
Okay, so thank you for sharing your thoughts, Bob. Now we're getting a lot of questions here about
Yeah.
if we have any positions for work from home setup. So I yes, we do have we have open positions that are for work from home permanently. We also do have hybrid setup, and we have those that you need to go to the office. And I think, right, Bob, it's just finding what works for you, because for some people, I know that they work best if they're working on site, but
Yeah.
I know that there's also a lot that are looking for work from home opportunities because they have kids. They want to be able to spend more time with their family. So we do have those options here in Amapta.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. So, our clients would have different preferences in terms of the work arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really a matter of you trying to find out what works for you. So, if you
Mm-hmm.
find that opportunity that will allow you to work from home, you might as well grab it. But
Right.
otherwise, you might want to think about, if you're okay with a hybrid setting, because it
Mm-hmm.
might be a good opportunity for you too. You have to be a little open about that as well.
Okay, thank you, Bob, for sharing that. So we're getting a lot of questions here. I'm actually looking at our Facebook Live over here. So let's see. What other questions do we have? All right, so this is an interesting one. This is from Eufrosina Legaspi. She or he, sorry, I'm not sure who you are, but what do you think are the secrets behind getting to where you've got to? So I think this is career wise, right? Because we're talking
Yeah.
we're doing a career talk session. So what do you think is the secret to get to
hmm
where you want to go, Bubbly?
it's about allowing yourself to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's ingrained in our culture that when you make mistakes, that's a bad thing. But
Mm-hmm.
really, it's not. It's how you react to that mistake. So when you make a mistake, always take it as, or always charge it to experience.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell yourself, okay, that was wrong. That didn't go well. I
Right.
probably have something to think about, or what went wrong,
Mm-hmm.
or how can I make this right, or
Mm-hmm.
how will this not happen again. So it's
Mm-hmm.
always something that you have to feed um yourself some learning, some humility as well, that yes, you made a mistake, but I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
make that same mistake again. So it takes a lot of attributes or a lot of characteristics to get over that mistake. And you also don't need to be in a hurry to get to where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
We are all dealt with different cards, let's face it.
Right.
So let's avoid comparing ourselves to others. If we think that others are doing better than we are, it's
Mm-hmm.
because probably they took on an opportunity that was at the right time. But that doesn't mean that you didn't
Mm-hmm.
have that opportunity. Probably it's not yet your turn. So, you have to always learn from your mistakes and just don't be in a hurry. How about you, then? What do you think?
I think it's the same answer as you have. It seems like I'm copy pasting your answers. But everything you mentioned all boils down to adapting a growth mindset. So that means that you thrive on challenges. You don't see failure as a bad thing, but you see it as a springboard for growth and developing your abilities. So you guys can read up more on what the growth mindset is. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of videos on YouTube that you can check out on what's growth mindset, what's a fixed mindset, why you should adapt a growth mindset, and all of that. So you guys can read up on that. And I think, Bob, we're getting more questions on Facebook and on our live. So do you have any questions here that you find interesting?
Let's see. Hmm. I'm
Just
just
keep your
reading.
questions coming in, guys. We love
Yeah.
seeing all of these.
So here we have a question that asks, how do you handle multitasking situations? Over to you,
Oh.
Dan.
All right, very interesting question. You know what? We do have a course in Emapta Academy. We call it Time and Task Management, and one of the things that we highlight there is that multitasking doesn't work. Right, so what we encourage nowadays is what we call single tasking, and this is not just my opinion. This is backed by science. In fact, you know what, Bubbly, just to share with everybody, there's this book called Emotional First Aid. It's written by Guy Winch. He's a psychologist and an author, and he says that when it comes to attention and productivity, our brains only have a limited amount. So when you are multitasking, your brain is in the act of switching gears, which is not efficient for you. So what's really encouraged nowadays is to focus on one thing, finish that, because you want to prioritize quality over quantity. Do you agree?
Yep, definitely agree. And I actually attended that same session then in
Oh.
yeah, in Emapta Academy. It was really helpful, and yes, definitely agree that multitasking is a myth. It doesn't
Mhm,
really help. So um it's, think of it this way, it's better that you finish a task rather than you have multiple tasks that you didn't finish. So
mhm,
you start with one task, finish that, and then you move on to the next. That way you finish things faster and you finish more things instead of
mhm.
all of them are unfinished. So and it also prevents burnout.
Right, that's true. That's true. So,
Hmm.
again,
Maybe,
as
yeah, sorry to cut you off then.
no, I was
Maybe,
just gonna say, avoid multitasking and just focus on single tasking.
yeah, maybe the other way to phrase this is to know how to prioritize your tasks, because that's that's a different story.
Right, and we can have that for the next Q&A or for the next career talks, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so just going through the other questions that we have here, there's really a lot, so it's really hard to choose which ones to answer. So let's see.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here we have a question from, is this Avin? Avin. What are the most in demand industries in Emapta? All right. So, some of the most in-demand industries that we've encountered so far are accounting and finance roles. But we also have a lot of other positions, especially for those who are in call centers. So we do
Hmm.
have clients who require some back office support roles, and we also have clients who need customer service support.
Hmm.
We also have other roles, in the creative space, graphic designers, and we also have some in the sales and marketing space, especially in digital marketing. We also have those in technology or in IT,
Right.
developers, administrators, something like that. So definitely, there's a mix of this industries in Emapta, but predominantly, I would say it's going to be finance and accounting and
Hmm.
business back office.
Right. And you know what? I facilitate our new hire onboarding every Monday. So if you guys are going to apply at Emapta, get in. You'll see me on your first day. And one of the things that I noticed is we really have very mixed industries, right? I would sometimes onboard people who are graphic designers along with people with a medical background, people who are on real estate. So really a mix of roles here at Emapta. Okay.
All
So
right.
we
So,
yeah, I
yeah,
think
go ahead.
we have time for one more question here. And I saw this question earlier from Apolinario. He says, "Do you consider the university or college of an applicant? Is there a plus point if someone went to prestigious university?" I think he also asked a question earlier if we have opportunities for people if they're 50 years old or above. So what one of the things that I want to highlight about Emapta is that we are an equal opportunity employer, right? So it's important to take a look at the skills, your qualifications, rather than the other things like your age, right? So do you have the same sentiments as a recruiter, Bubbly?
Yep, definitely. And as you said, we are an equal opportunity employer. We look past, the stereotypes of these people, or of other companies, and we really look at what this person could actually bring to the table, what value this person would be bringing in for our client, and if
Hmm.
this person has the right skill set and the right characteristics to be employed with us and for our client too. So it's really not about what university or college you're from, or if you even finished the degree, or what age you are, or
Hmm.
what your gender orientation is. It's really, a matter of
Yep.
looking at your skill set and, what value you bring to the table.
All right. Thank you. And I think we can answer one last fun question before we end our career talk. So this
Yeah.
is from Sai. He says, "Do you guys hang out or drink after work?" Okay, so yes, definitely we value not just it's not just all about work. It's not just all about deliverables, but we also value employee engagement. We value having that fun culture in the team. So the different teams within Emapta have their own ways to unwind after work. But yes, definitely I know, because I'm very close with the, even though I'm not part of the marketing team, I'm very close with them. And one of the things that I noticed is that they do have every end of week they have games. They when they're on site, they go out after work. So that's a culture here at Emapta. What about for recruitment, Bubbly? Do you guys do anything?
Yeah, we always um talk to each other during weekdays, because it's,
Mm-hmm.
our recruitment team, we work in different places, and we all,
Mm-hmm.
well, most of us work from home, but
Mm-hmm.
we do report to the office at least once a week. And
Mm-hmm.
there are times, that we ask each other, hey, do you want to go to dinner, or maybe you want to, well, no one has asked for drinks yet, because usually we go to the office in the middle of the week. But if it
Mm-hmm.
were, I'm sure, this has happened before. If it's a Friday, yes, definitely we're drinking. But if it's
Right.
in the middle of the week, we're not drinking. We have work to do.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, same with people in culture. Even though we or HR, even though we all work, most of us work remotely. When we see each other in the office, we always find the time to hang out with each other. Okay, so I think we've hit our 30-minute mark, Bubbly. Wow, 30 minutes isn't enough time to answer all of the questions, right? But don't worry, if you have more questions, we still have our career talks next week. So make sure to prepare those questions ahead.
Right. Now, we mentioned the mini game earlier, right? Our tech team randomly selected the winner. And congrats to, drum roll please.
I can't do a drum roll
Uh,
effect, but who is
the-
our live winner? I'm very is it me? No, just kidding.
Ah, sucks. All right. Our winner is Eufrisina Legaspi. Woo!
Woohoo! Congratulations, you've Christina. I think we actually answered the question from her
Yeah,
today.
we did. We did. Now, thank you so much, Eufrosina. You will be sending you a 300 pesos GCash reward. Please send us your full name, email, and GCash number to claim your prize via our FB chat. Special thanks to Den for taking the time on a Friday evening to join us.
Yes, and thank you so much, Bubbly. I've had a great time answering all of the questions. But before we end our live program today, I would like to invite everyone to join our post event giveaway. Yes, another giveaway. If you did not win today, don't worry. You can join our share and win contest. We'll post the mechanics on our page soon, so stay tuned.
To all our viewers, thank you for all your questions. Sorry that we couldn't answer them all, but I'll definitely appreciate the time that you've put in here. If you had fun today, don't forget to tag us on your stories. It's at Emapta Experience. It's a happy Friday indeed. Thank you, everyone, and see you again next Friday. Same day, same time. Bye,
Thanks, everyone.
everybody.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Ah, the BPO life. Sad and toxic.
Hey, that's not true. At least, not here in Emapta. Here, we get to fulfill our dreams, be the person we want to be, without the need of going abroad. And all of this while we're having fun. And having time for family and friends. Sounds different? We are different!